What's up, DNM crew? Welcome back to our channel, you guys.
Today we are going to do a video just kind of reflecting on 2020. I know it's been hell for all of us. And kind of our goals and hopes for 2021. So this will kind of be like a resolutions video, just to kind of emphasize the fact that this is not the only time we do goals and resolutions, but the new year like inspires so much emotions. You start thinking, ooh, what's gonna happen this year and stuff. So it is as good a time as any to lay out your goals and just see where you can go in the future. So we'll have some like couple goals, some hopes that we want to, because first and foremost, we want to get back to Texas. That's a big goal.
Literally gonna say that.
And we don't even have to wait for the video to start to say that. Because we know that is our main one that we want to get to. But we also have some other ones. And so we'll just start real quick by reflecting on 2020, where we think we went wrong and what actually went right, because a few things did go right. And so maybe I'll start.
Yeah, please do.
2020 was like, I had goals in 2020 that I really wanted to do that I just feel like they weren't sidelined by COVID, but just by how I reacted to COVID. And I actually have been looking back on that and just saying like, I probably could have done more. And that's where I think 2020 went wrong for me, is the fact that I let it get to me so much. And not in every way, but in some ways. Like for 3 months, I don't think I read any part of any book because I was just in such like a sad mood, or like nothing's happening, so like I just didn't do anything. I got in like this hole. We were in Texas at this point, and remember when I said like I just haven't read anything lately. When I started reading again, I got into like this big phase where it's like I need to read all the time because this makes me so much happier. And so that's probably one big area where 2020 just didn't go right for me. Where probably a good 3.5 months, I was just like not doing anything. And
was this at the beginning of quarantine?
This was probably a couple months in, so it wasn't March or April, but it was probably May, June, July-ish. And then in August, I started saying, okay, I'm like dormant right now, and I can't let this quarantine get to me. Nothing's happening on the outside, but stuff still has to happen on the inside.
Exactly.
And that's where it got to me. A good part of it is the fact of how I rebounded, because I did feel good about that. I had a goal of reading more books this year than I did last year, and I read about the same. So I got back on track to where I was last year. And you know, the rebound is as important as how you react, the initial reaction. So I don't think I reacted initially to the COVID quarantine as well as I could have, but I do think that I rebounded quite strong and started making good decisions later on.
Yeah, I feel like everyone went through just like a period of time of like, okay, what the heck is life now? Like we have to readjust everything and just like kind of, is assimilate the word?
Yeah, I think so. Like
kind of just like assimilate to the new the new norm, I guess you could say.
Accommodate the new normalcy.
Yeah, something like that. So on that note, for me, I just feel like even like some of the smallest things, and this is something that I want to work on in 2021, but like the smallest things could go wrong and it feels like the end of the world to me. But as you guys know, like I've dealt greatly, especially this year, with depression, and I feel like a lot of people
it's a big thing this year. I think that happened for a lot of people, you know. And what do you think went right though? So
my favorite part of 2020, and I mentioned this on my Instagram, if you guys aren't following me, you should follow both of us, but it was March. March. We moved out of our apartment in Frisco, which we absolutely hated. If you guys have been here for a while, you already know the stories, the horror stories of us living in Frisco. And then we moved into our new apartment. When we moved, we just felt like a weight lifted off our shoulder. It was like, oh my god, like we can start fresh, like we can start living our life in Texas. Everything's gonna be like more fun. And we did.
Going good.
And then that same week we moved was my birthday week, and my sister and my nephew flew down. My entire family was together again for the first time in many months, and it was just such a good feeling. Like we celebrated my birthday. It was a good time. We had a trip planned to Colorado for Mitch's birthday, and then it was Mitch's birthday, and everything was just seeming to go right until right before we were gonna leave for our Colorado trip, that's when everything went on like complete lockdown, and we had no clue what was coming to us.
And we even like talked to you guys about it, our subscribers, like, hey, we have this trip planned, we're still gonna do it, but you know, we understand that it's like not the greatest time to go, but we still want to go. And you know, we got to Colorado and it was all shut down. You couldn't even go to the national parks, which I thought was just weird.
Which is what we were planning to do mostly of, because we just love the mountains. So we were just planning to like be out in nature, and then we get there thinking that, of course, the nature's gonna be open. It's outside.
That just didn't make sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me that you would close down that.
That kind of blew.
Yeah, that did blow. But it was still a fun trip, and that was like the end of, you know, the good times. The good times, really. Yeah.
Actually, the good times came back though.
Yeah.
I feel like in August, like kind of right before we left,
we
were like the good times, where we like went to Austin twice.
Yeah. We forget that 2020 wasn't all about COVID until about March. Right. That was really when it started. So yeah, definitely the beginning of March was great. We got out of that hellhole we were living in. I couldn't imagine going through quarantine in that apartment.
Oh my God.
That would have been 100, 1,000 times worse than what happened. When we went to our McKinney apartment, we had that entire building to ourselves. There was maybe 2 other people who lived in that building. We were in the top corner, and it was just glorious. It was quiet, except for like the cars on the highway. But yeah, it was just all to ourselves, and we loved it there.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah, except for the point when we got our car broken into, but that's a different story. And so going into 2021, like we said, these aren't the only times at New Year's when we make goals and resolutions and stuff, but you know, you start thinking like, oh, what can 2021 be? What can this year do for me? And so like using that emotion to kind of jumpstart your goals. Like we've already started these goals, but this is what we really want to continue doing into 2021. Yeah. And like we already said, for ourselves, a big one is getting back to Texas. And honestly, I would love to end 2021 in Colorado.
Love that.
I would love to start 2021 going to Texas and then ending, at least having like our sights set on Colorado and having it look like it's a realistic dream by the end of it. And so I think that's pretty much our only goals as far as like couples.
That's the goal. Yeah. Like the big goal of 2021. Yeah. Get back to Texas.
And another big goal for me is to exchange this ring with something bigger, but mwah. Okay. Just to tease that out there. But for me, personally, one of the big ones for me, and I think this will be one of the big ones for you as well, is to work out more often. We were doing that in March of 2020, and then we started to pick up on it again by the end of it. Yeah. But I've been really slacking on it, and I just want to work out every single day. Like whether it's just a walk, you know, whether you're doing other stuff, I want to work out every day. So
yeah, that was actually one of mine too. I have been more consistent than Mitch. Like I pretty much do work out every day. I may take like a day or 2 off the week, but I just want to be like, just keep being consistent with working out and making it more of a lifestyle rather than like, oh, like I have to do this. Like I want it to be like something that I'm like, this is my life. Like I'm doing this because I love it. It makes me feel good.
I love my health.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Like the most important thing, I've been realizing this more and more, and I think this is due to COVID, so it does teach you a lot of stuff, is that the number one thing you have in this life is your body, your health. You need it in order to have life, and I think that importance we can really gain from reflecting on this year. Just knowing like, like without your health, you can't go forward. You need to have good health. And so that, I really want that to be important to us. And I think it has become more important to us. We've been really good the last couple weeks here, especially Destiny.
I've been going like a month and a half strong on like consistently working out. And it's pretty much become a habit now. Like
it has.
Like when I wake up, it just like I don't know, my brain is just engineered to be like, all right, I'm gonna work out today, and just throw on my workout clothes and get it done.
And she looks really good.
So. Oh, thank you.
Another one of my goals is to paint more often. Right now I go through these spurts. I have a project, I do the project, I end the project, and then I wait like a couple weeks to start another one. I really want to end that, and how I'm going to do that is, first of all, by getting each project done quicker, and then always have a project ready before I end.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And just start it immediately after. So I will be filming these on my Meet Mitch channel. I did take the videos that were there down, not for any other reason other than the fact that I want it to be a different channel. I think it's going to be mainly just a painting channel, because that's my hobby. I really wanted that channel to be something I enjoy, and you know, just kind of one of my hobbies. And I think I'm at a point now where people would be interested in seeing those paintings, because I think I have developed somewhat of a good skill there.
Yeah, and you guys love Mitch's paintings.
Yeah, so a lot of people have asked, do I sell these paintings? I don't sell the ones that I've already made, but if you want to contact me about something, you know, we always have our email available. I can paint you something if you would like. Yeah. But yeah, so I want that channel to be about my painting and just kind of mostly time lapses on each project. So I already have one started, so that will be coming up soon.
It's so good. You guys need to go subscribe. Like, it's so, I'm obsessed.
I'm looking forward to the finished project for sure. And so yeah, like, I just want this to be a bigger part of my life in 2021, and you know, take it to new heights.
Take it to new levels.
Yep.
So another one for me, it kind of goes with the last one that we mentioned about just like health and wellness. I kind of want to start reaching more for natural products, start taking supplements to help with my hair and my skin and my nails, and just like everything on the inside that I've kind of neglected. Like, I don't take any like everyday multivitamins. I don't take anything for my hair or my skin, and Mitch is also going to do this with me, but we really want to get more into just like skincare and stuff, and just like taking care of our skin. It is so important, and I feel like I lack a lot of knowledge in the skincare department, like what products to use and stuff. So I really want to just become more knowledgeable about that stuff so that I can take better care of my skin. And you've been doing really good with the skincare lately.
I like that one too, because yeah, like she said, I have been doing skincare too, and I was just like kind of against it because I'd never been for it. So now I'm like all about it.
After you saw the TikTok of the guys taking care of his
skin.
Yeah,
and that's kind of a joke too, because you've been pushing me, but yeah, that did help. And then another one of mine, it's also about health, kind of, mental health, is I want to meditate every single day. And I meditate every now and then, but I really want to make it a part of, just like working out, a part of my everyday routine. I want to do so because I just feel 1,000 times better every time I meditate, even for 10 minutes.
I need to get on that train, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so great, because the one that I do is just really about awareness. Being aware of how you feel, the sensations you feel, and it's just peaceful. Even when you're feeling anxiety, just take a second and say, wow, I'm feeling anxiety. Even that helps you get out of the mindset of like, whoa, this is anxiety, like, you know, what's happening, am I dying, you know, like, because I feel like a lot of people have that type of anxiety where they just think the end is coming. And when you can actually just take a second and just reflect, like, wow, I'm feeling anxiety. Where's it coming from? My chest, my stomach, my throat, you know, where is it? And then even that like moment of reflection helps you like say, okay, they've done tests, and anxiety is almost the same feeling of excitement, right? The excitement you get from getting on a roller coaster, right? That's like near anxiety, except you're looking forward to it. I think that was one of the craziest things I've ever learned in my life, how similar those are. Yeah. And so, you know, I've just been on this mission to meditate, and I want to start today, not in 2021, but today, meditating every day. And I did meditate today, so I feel great.
You're on the right track. That is a good one. I feel like both of our goals are a lot about just...
Eyelash, make a wish. Perfect timing for our goals.
Yes, it is. I feel like both of our goals are just like so oriented around just like being healthier people in our bodies and in our minds, because mentally, like, this year was just like so rough, like I said, for everyone. And I just feel like we have some pretty good goals just to like be healthier mentally and physically, which is really good. The last goal that I have is just to really go in full force with the things that I'm passionate about. In the past, and like even now sometimes still, I let my fear of failure and what could happen just like hold me back from like just jumping in and doing what I love to do. Not a lot of you guys know this, but like I'm really into real estate photography and just like architectural interior design photography, and that's just something that I have kind of been working on behind the scenes and really just want to like really put everything that I have into that going into the new year. Yeah,
I was gonna say this before I even started, but a lot of what I hope for in 2021 stems from a lot of that. I feel like we all have like these things we want to do, and we all have this voice in our heads like telling us, do that. Yeah, go do that, right? And then we have like that moment of like pause, and when we start going through, well, what about this won't go right, I'm not here yet, no, I'm not like I don't have all this stuff, I'm not ready, and it's just like, no, listen to that voice, you know, and I want to do that more this year.
We have to. It's like a must, like, because it's been holding us back from doing so much that we want to do. Like like, what is there to lose? We just have to do it. You know?
And we have that in our head already. We like, I've talked to so many people about this. It's there in everyone, I'm convinced. That voice in our head telling us, do it! Go! Just jump at it.
Literally just do it.
Yeah, and then all of like our fears stop us though. We still have the voice because we all feel sad when we don't do it. We all feel depressed when we don't do it. So we know that we want to do it. We just don't do it because of the fears, the insecurities, all this other stuff. And I think that's where a lot of my goals stem from, is that feeling of just do it, just go, you know, just do what you know is right. You know it's right. Stop listening to the little negativity inside your own head. And the more you stop giving in to like the fears, the negativity, the less you'll even think of them, right? The better habits you'll get into about doing things that you want to do. You won't even think twice about it. You'll just do it. And so I think that's where a lot of our goals stem from too. And my last one that I have, you only had 3, right? I have 4. Is I want to read. I would love to read a book a week, 52 in 2021. They're hard for me to do that because I read such big books. Like literally 1,000-page books. Yeah. This sucker, you know. And it's hard because they're not small. But I would really love to at least read more than 30. I've never read more than 30 in a year.
Even that is freaking a lot.
I've only read about like 25 or something like that. So I would love to beat my record. And I want to do that simply because I feel like I'm doing things and I feel like my mind is working when I'm reading. If I kind of like have this thing about me where if I'm not doing certain things, I know that like other areas of my life are lacking too, and reading is a big one. If I'm not reading, it's because like I'm letting myself go into a hole again, like I was talking about before. And if I'm reading though, I know that I'm not doing that. I know that I at least can get out of the way I'm feeling if I'm reading something. Because I just feel 100 times better when I'm learning something. My mind is like actively thinking about stuff. So like even if I have a day where I'm feeling kind of crummy or something, if I read, I know that I can get out of it. Sometimes when I'm feeling crummy though, I don't want to read. But I know that once I start reading, I want to read, you know? So it's really just kind of like more of the same thing, like that like down feeling is preventing me from doing something I really want to do, but I know it's something I really want to do. And it's a weird dilemma.
It's like working out. Like you don't want to do it, but you know that once you start and once you finish, you're going to feel so much better.
And you won't want to stop. Like literally, I never want to stop when I work out. Like I just want to keep going. I'm like, ooh, I feel strong and fit. Right. I think we have some good resolutions going into 2021, and obviously we don't know what the year holds, but this is like, these are our hopes and dreams. Hopes, dreams, and goals for the new year, and we're gonna try to make the best out of it regardless of anything that could possibly happen that's worse than this year. We're just gonna keep chugging along. If you haven't noticed this already, we are using the negativity and all the downfalls of 2020 to as like kind of like our reasons for our resolutions in 2021. We learned from the things that were so bad about the past. You know, you kind of have this phase where you react to them and you have to like deal with it and learn to accommodate it. Now we want to use what we learned going forward into 2021, especially about health and well-being, mental well-being. And so maybe we'll just end with a little bit of a suggestion for you. If you have your own resolutions for 2021, start today. Don't wait for the first, because those will just end. Those won't go anywhere. I swear to you, like if you want to start something, like if you're gonna quit smoking or something like that, start right now. Do
literally
not wait till the first.
After you watch this video, quit whatever bad habits you're having.
Break the cigarettes.
It now. Seriously, do whatever you have to do. Flush them, throw them in the trash, whatever you have to do. But just get rid of those bad habits starting now, and it'll be easier. It only takes 21 days to form a habit and make those habits good ones.
Absolutely. So that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Good luck on all of your New Year's goals, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye,
Peace
guys.
out, guys.
You could be that something gold. Nothing